It's very important that we get fresh food for our animals because that is the most highly nutritious food we can offer them. We don't want any preservatives or anything like that in the food for our animals. The animals under our care eat a variety of foods, mostly shrimp, squid, herring, sardine, and clam.
The caimans, they're going to be carnivores, so they're going to take lots of different types of fish. They get mice, rats, chickens on occasion, probably close to 24 different types of food items throughout the course of the year. And then our tortoises, we get our produce from them, from our partners in Harmon's. We have access to all the produce they sell in the store there. Harmon's does get fresh produce in daily, and so we have our choice of the freshest produce we can get from them.
So the penguins mostly eat fish. They do eat other types of sea animals. They'll eat some squid, they'll eat some krill, but mostly they're gonna eat fish and different varieties of fish.
So our parrots get a variety of fresh fruits and vegetables, greens and nuts on a daily basis.
The nutrition here, the produce that we get is one of the most diverse of any facility I've ever worked at.
The aquarium orders probably about 150 to 250 pounds of produce from Harmon's weekly.
So the penguins eat a lot of food. Here at the aquarium, we actually do have to order quite a bit of food for them because they are really big eaters. We probably order on average anywhere from 150 to 200 pounds of food per week just for the penguins.
So the produce that we get for our tortoises, we get weekly in, and it kind of varies. I bet you my tortoises eat around the range of about 10 pounds of food a week each. And then the caiman get a much smaller amount. And being cold-blooded, they don't eat nearly as much of the amount. Between the two of them, they probably get about a pound of food each week.
We order all of our fresh produce from Harmon's. And us on the saltwater team spend roughly a couple $100 a month just for our green sea turtle. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is that we actually give vitamins to many of our animals. We have vitamins specifically geared towards our sharks as well as our sea turtles.
Fresh food is very important for the animals because it contains all the nutrients they need. Sometimes what we can struggle with here at the aquarium is in order to get them the freshest food possible, we do have to freeze it. And while that maintains most of the vitamins and nutrients the animals need, sometimes there are a couple that are lost. And that is why we help supplement their food with small vitamins just to make up for those few vitamins that are lost in the freezing process.
The weirdest food item that we use here for our fish and our sharks is actually garlic. We use that as a supplement because it is an antimicrobial and is also an appetite stimulant.
Some of the more seasonal fruits like dragon fruits are pretty weird and unique. The lychee fruits we can get, aloe leaves we can get.
Stuff like dragon fruit. It's not something that a lot of our animals eat, but it is a nice treat. And so when it's in season, it's always super fun to give to all the animals, especially when it's that bright pink color.
Probably the weirdest food that we source for the penguins would be the krill. It's not an animal or a creature that many people are as aware of. It's a food item that the penguins would naturally eat in the wild. So it is a really good source for them of nutrients here at the aquarium. The fun thing about the krill is it's one of the easiest ways to do some types of enrichment with their food and be able to freeze it and give it to them in little frozen balls or big frozen blocks. The ocean is an amazing ecosystem that affects all parts of the planet. And although not all of the animals at the aquarium live in the ocean, it is definitely something that should be celebrated. And it's really, really important to be able to keep our oceans safe and happy and healthy as much as we can, and to be able to celebrate them and learn about them.
One way the ocean is very important to us here in the state of Utah is that a lot of the oxygen in our atmosphere actually comes from our oceans.
So the oceans actually affect birds in a number of ways. One of the ways that they can affect birds is a lot of our storm patterns are created from the ocean. And those storm patterns actually influence things like breeding season and also influence things like the growth of the fresh fruits and vegetables that these parrots will eat on a daily basis.
Well, I mean, oceans are important because oceans are kind of the lifeblood of the planet. You know, even though the animals I work with are primarily freshwater, it's just really important to, keep the oceans clean, because even if you don't live in the ocean affects you. Even here in central Utah, we are affected by oceans. Some of the best ways to be a bit more environmentally conscious and when you shop is just to look for grown local tags. Again, Harmon's, everything that's grown local is tagged as being locally sourced. Another really good thing is maybe just even grow some of your own vegetables at home, just, for fun, a little fun vegetable garden in your backyard.
So one of the best ways that people like us here in Utah can be environmentally friendly and actually help our penguins, even the ones out in the wild, way far away from us, is to be able to eat sustainable seafood. Now I know those are a lot of big words and it sounds like a really hard task, but it's really not that hard. There is a program called the Seafood Watch Guide that makes it very easy. It gives you a very clear list as to what fish you can eat as much of you want, what fish you can, eat in moderation, and then what fish you should completely avoid eating at all, just because they're either caught unsustainably or they are in low abundance in the wild. So the information for the Seafood Watch Guide is very easy to find. We have physical guides that you can get here at the aquarium, or you can go to seafoodwatch.org and get the information there.
One thing our guests can do to make a difference is avoid using single-use plastics by avoiding plastic straws and disposable utensils. An easy way to do that is by using metal or paper straws and bringing your own utensils when you go somewhere to eat.
So our guests can be more environmentally conscious about their food choices by doing things like choosing sustainable palm oil, which basically means that the palm oil has been ethically sourced.
Also, it's very nice to be able to go to certain stores in our area and be able to know that you're going to be able to get sustainable seafood. Harmon's, one of our great partners, is one of those places where you can easily know that almost anything you buy is going to be sustainable. Thank you for joining us in celebrating World Oceans Week with us here at the Loveland Living Planet Aquarium. We hope that we will be able to see you here soon to learn more about our vast oceans.